The Socorro dove was initially located at Socorro. These are Mexican islands. They located in highland forests on the island. They consume seeds and small fruits from the understory of ferns. They were last found in the wild in 1972. However, they are no longer found in the wild because they are extinct in the wild. Thus, they are only found in captivity and cannot survive in the wild any longer. When humans settled on the island in 1957, they brought along feral cats. They were introduced to the islands, which weren't very natural for the islands. They became a predator towards the dove. The doves could not adapt quickly enough and thus were killed off at such a rapid pace they were not able to reproduce and replenish population. The cats would catch them and eat them, as the birds tended to walk on the forest ground rather than fly. The humans also had a big part in making the species endangered. When man settled on the islands, they did not only bring feral cats but also sheep. The sheep began to overgraze, thus reducing the amount of understory of ferns. Man would also influence such a reduction in the understory as they would tear down forests to build and set up their own homes and settlements. Humans cleared forest areas, and the habitats of the Socorro doves were destroyed. Not only were the habitats of the dove destroyed, but their main food source was too. Although there's not one big thing the doves do to help the environment, they do many little things that help in the long run. There's a domino effect. For instance, seeds will attach to their wings and their feathers, and as they fly, they get distributed, thus causing plant diversity in the environment. This can aid the environment and allowing other animals to grow and prosper and develop throughout time. Also, when the birds consume their food, this ensures that there is not an overpopulation of that specific type of food. This helps regulate the environment. The southern alligator lizard also competes for the same resource as it also eats insects, which is one of the organisms that the dove would eat. Now, I understand that. So the only organism that eats my species is the feral cat. However, there are organisms that my species eat, which are fruits and insects and vegetables. So an example of a fruit that the dove would eat would be a fig. And parrots also eat this fig, so they are one of the species that compete for the same resource. Another species that compete for the same resource is the southern alligator lizard, as they also consume insects, similar to the Socorro dove. The plan of action. Great action must be taken to aid these creatures. It is a horrible fact that this has occurred, and it is time to undo what has been done. Overpopulation of doves in the zoos will have to occur. If the doves reach population levels which are too large for the zoos to handle, the zoos will be forced to relocate the doves to the wild. Also, such numbers will no longer allow these animals to be on the endangered species list. While the zoos attempt to dramatically increase the numbers of doves on the island, the understory must be replanted. Reforestation must occur. The overgrazing by sheep and goats have diminished the understory and thus have gotten rid of the Socorro's food source. To ensure this depletion of resources does not occur again, the animals must be removed. The sheep must be removed. The removal of these animals will allow the doves to have a large food source and prosper off of it. Also, there will no longer be the cats to pose as a great predator. The feral cats are the main predators of the birds, and once they leave, the birds will be able to prosper and grow. And when the goats are removed and the sheep's, then the food source will be replenished as well. We must aid the Socorro dove and remove it from the endangered species list. It is time to act.